Let's go to the Cowboys because I think they had a what the F happened to player last week that you were talking a lot about.
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
You go, why don't they use him? They used him more this week.
Right.
That's for sure. He has, I was looking up, I mean, they use him to move the sticks quite a bit.
They did.
As they should.
Yep.
35 rushing first downs this year, second most in the league to Chris Carson. They get a lead. That's how they're super dangerous. So you said, though, last week that you felt like Ezekiel Elliott had lost a step.
Yes.
Maybe some of it was not
being in shape, or maybe he's lost a step. We'll
100%.
see. Right.
Seeing him against the Eagles in a game that was a crucial game for
Yeah,
both teams.
right.
That was a game they had to win. Seeing him step up, how is your opinion different now than maybe it was a week ago?
Yeah, it's better than what we saw, certainly. I mean, you watched the game. You saw it. He ran with anger. There was decisiveness. He just got the ball and went downhill and went, I'm Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going to run hard, and we'll see where it goes from there. I do think at times he becomes a little too, or tries to become too perfect with his vision and like, oh, I have to make sure I hit the right hole. You're not always going to hit the right hole. Just run hard and make a decision because your athletic ability and your size and power are going to be enough more times than not. I think that was the big thing I saw. It was downhill, let's go. You know, he can fall into, you know what, I'm going to jib again. I'm going to jib it again, okay?
You're going again.
Yeah, one more jib session.
Okay, let's do it.
Because the other thing he'll do at times is get a little bit like Le'Veon Bell-ish, where, you know, he'll kind of get the ball and take it slow and like, oh, where am I going to go? And do all that. You know, that's not your style. You're not Le'Veon Bell who's going to like find it and then dance around and do that.
Yeah.
You know, the game the other night, he got the ball a few times and it was, as soon as it was set hut, it was, and he just went down and flew down in the hole and got into some car crash hits where you went, that was a 1 yard gain, but he got 4 yards because he ran hard. So it still was not perfect, okay? There was still a few runs where I can't lie to the audience where I want to go, here's Ezekiel Elliott, you should have made that guy miss, or you should have got 10 more yards on that run. But it was definitely better. And I just want to see that more than anything. I don't know. Maybe we will never get the game-breaking speed that we saw his rookie year. Maybe he'll never be that. Maybe he's already taken enough hits to where he's lost, you know, half a gear or whatever. But either way, the way he ran the other night, I think, is a lot more conducive to him and his running style and his traits that he has, other than trying to do like the Le'Veon Bell thing that I've talked about.
22 carries, 111 yards. His longest was 16, so he didn't have that real long one. They did throw to him quite a bit.
Yes.
He was targeted 7 times, caught 6 of them for 36 yards. And so he was the focal point of the Dallas Cowboys offense in a game where they threw up 37 points and beat a division rival.
Dominated. I mean,
it's a game plan for moving forward for this team.
Yes, that, and with their play action pass, and I wrote one of the things I wrote in the notes, and I know you saw it, like, you know, they have a good base of plays, and then they have some game plan specific plays every week where the defense goes, woo, we haven't seen them do that, and they're doing that to us. Just for instance, like the first touchdown, you know, they got Tavon Austin. They run a little option pitch to him. They haven't really done that all year. They did it off a little fake to Ezekiel Elliott, and then they come out the backside. Like little things like that, that gives your team an advantage. And when you have a talented team, you don't need a whole lot of advantages. If you can just get your coaches to give you a little schematical advantage here and there, that's when you have the chance to blow a team out 37-10.
You know what I thought was kind of interesting too, and I was looking at the yards after contact for Ezekiel Elliott, and you kind of think Ezekiel Elliott should have a high number of yards after contact.
And it's not where it should be, I'm betting.
On a per-rush basis, he's 20th in the NFL.
There you go.
Which is not really ideal. And it's funny because Tony Pollard is a guy you don't think of that, and he has the 6th most yards after contact per rush in the NFL. So the more the scat back type is actually outperforming in yards after contact than Ezekiel Elliott.
I think it goes to a lot of what we were just saying and what I was saying. I mean, it's got to be. It can't be this like controlled. I'm trying to find the right hole all the time. You're a running back. Sometimes you just got to run like a bat out of hell and just go and see where it goes from there. And yeah, I mean, I want to see more runs like we saw in that first big run of the night where he got down to the 1 yard line. It was originally called a touchdown, and then they, reviewed it, and he was like a foot short. But when he ran over Malcolm Jenkins, I believe, in the middle, like that's the Ezekiel Elliott I remember. The Ezekiel Elliott I saw in Seattle, the preseason, his rookie year, where he ran over Cam Chancellor twice to start the game. Like I haven't seen that guy a whole lot lately, and I'd like to see him again because I think he's certainly capable of it. Dallas, just big picture on their offense. Hey, I'm not giving up on Dallas as a team. I think they're too talented on offense with everything they do. The game plans by Kellen Moore, I'm always impressed by it. And then they have, downhill run game, good play action, a few game plan specific plays like we talked about, and they have people you need to be scared of. Whether that's Zeke, and really the number one guy I think you need to be scared of on the Dallas Cowboys is number 19. Amari Cooper is a game changer. I mean, he is a guy, if you're not accounting for him, you're going to be in trouble because he is going to burn you eventually if you play one-on-one.
As far as a route runner in the NFL,
yes,
right now, where would you put Amari Cooper?
He might be the best.
He might be number one.
I think so. I think he's in that combo. I know last year I made a top 5 route runners, and I kept him out of the top 5. And I know a lot of people were mad at me, and I was like, damn, yeah, that might be one where I might have messed up. He maybe should have been in the top 5.
You go prove me wrong, Amari.
And he's proven me wrong. He's every week. Yeah. I mean, he has, like, ankle-breaking type routes.
Yeah, and the speed and just the feature. They got weapons. This Dallas team has
yes,
weapons.
they do.
But can I give a little lineman love too? I like to do that every once in a while.
Please.
The linemen, they don't get the love.
No, they never do.
They deserve. Maybe on draft day, they get the most love on draft day.
Draft day, or when they sign a new big contract, and then everyone's like, the hell with them.
We never talk about them again.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about Smith on the line there for Dallas and Collins. How about Zach Martin, their guard? 6th year, former first-round pick out of Notre Dame. Has played in every game so far this year for the Cowboys, despite some ankle issues, a back issue. He's been there playing for the Cowboys. Zach Martin, I want to give him some love.
Good. He deserves it. I mean, he's one of the best offensive linemen in football.
You can say he doesn't deserve it, too.
If
I've given love inappropriately, you can say don't give him that much.
One of the best O-linemen in football, and really was the best guard in football until his Notre Dame alumni friend Quentin Nelson got drafted last year, who I would say now is the best guard, just beating him out. So the top 2 guys in football as far as guards, they're both from Notre Dame. And yeah, I mean, Zach Martin's an unbelievable player.
Can we stay in the same game?
Yeah.
And can we talk about Carson Wentz? Because
sure.
I don't think, 10 points and you're hoping that Carson can come up here and light up this Dallas defense that has shown to have some holes. Aaron Rodgers has been able to do that. They've had some games where it's just you're scratching your head. So what happened with Carson Wentz? We got 16 to 26, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Couldn't really run the ball that effectively. It just was kind of a total failure for that Eagles offense. But you hope in a game like this is why you paid Carson Wentz the big money. This is why you drafted him.
Yeah.
You hope he can carry you to more than 10 points. That was not able to happen. What the F happened with Carson Wentz?
Well, I mean, nothing happened with Carson Wentz. My answer to what the happened with Carson Wentz would be what the happened to the other 52 guys on the team. They're allowed to do something. That's it's always – I'm listening to talk radio and watching highlight shows, and it's Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz. I'm on the lunch line at NBC Sports here, and people going, what's up with Carson Wentz? I want to go, nothing. Playing really good. The rest of the team sucks. So it's hard to look good when everybody around you is sucking. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. Who is there to be scared of on the Philadelphia offense? Who are you scared of? Who? I mean, Alshon Jeffrey not running away from anybody and never getting open?
Yeah.
Zach Ertz 5 yards over the middle? Is that what we're scared of? Jordan Howard between the tackles with one of their 3 run plays they run?
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, that's the guy. Fear. You're shaking in your boots because of Dallas Goedert. So, yeah, I mean, there's issues with this offense. They're a little bit have no identity. That's where I want to say with them right now. What are they trying to be? It's a lot of shotgun. It's a lot of short to intermediate passes. With no Deshaun Jackson, they have nobody that scares you down the field. There's not enough game plan specific plays. Yeah, Dallas is a defense that plays the same defense all game for the most part. Well, in games like this, they look good because Philly is an offense that kind of does the same offense every game. They don't really do anything new. Every now and then there's a new wrinkle, but I didn't see anything in this game where I went, ooh, I've never seen Philly do that this year. So there was none of that, and that's their issue. If you can't run the ball, you're pretty average at pass protecting. You played a Dallas team that was pissed off because your head coach said they were going to go down there and win. You woke DeMarcus Lawrence's ass up. You want to talk about what happened with DeMarcus Lawrence?
Yeah, you kind of put him on notice.
Yeah, I put him on notice too. Well, like Ezekiel Elliott, you can't get $100 million and then disappear and be like, oh, I'm cool over here. I'm counting my money next to the Gatorade bottles. No, Like, you know, I wanted you to be paid for $100 million, and when you don't play good, I'm going to have to tell people you're not playing up to a $100 million man.
So then he comes out against Philadelphia. He has 1 sack, 4 tackles, had a quarterback hit with that sack, and then a forced fumble.
And a forced fumble. And I mean, the first forced fumble, those are game-changing moments. That set them up to go 14-0, and that was all they needed. That was night-night. I mean, now you got the Eagles playing a game they don't want to play. But yes, by far his best game. He whooped Lane Johnson on that side. In the pass game and run game, Lane Johnson struggled altogether in the first half of the football game. But, you know, you've heard me say this before, follow the money. Well, you know, the money, where the money on your team is, they're the ones that have to perform to carry your team out of tough spots. Well, Ezekiel Elliott showed up, got paid money. Who caused the first fumble? Jalen Smith got a new contract this summer. You know, second fumble, DeMarcus Lawrence got a new contract this summer. Those guys got to perform if they're going to be paid like stars. And I think that was the positive thing about the Dallas Cowboys.
Looking at the Eagles offense, the wide receivers, just speaking to your point of where the playmakers right now, of all the teams who have played 7 games so far this year, only Washington has fewer yards after the catch than the Eagles.
See, so there you go. I mean, and again, I don't look at these stats. That's why I love when you back me up with my thoughts that I've seen through film.
And like I say, if there's a stat that will not back you up, I just cross it out and I don't read it. That does happen.
No, well, I want you to prove me wrong. If that's where I got to then self-scout myself. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean that just speaks to the lack of playmakers. You know, Deshaun Jackson would be nice to have.
Exactly.
Running around.
They need him back. You know, they're between like I said, Alshon Jeffrey's a covered receiver. That's what he is. He's not famous because he gets open. He's famous because he's a big target and a big body, and even when he's covered, you can throw him 50-50 balls or balls high that he'll go get. Zach Ertz, good route runner, but he's not like George Kittle where he's going to split the safeties and run for a 70-yard touchdown.
Where's that gone? Where's he gone this year?
Well, I think he's, you know, such a focal point of their offense, and they are a little bit predictable with what they do in the pass game. You can almost play areas with Zach Ertz and go, he's going to be like right here in the middle of the hashes the whole game. So if we just keep a guy around there, we'll make it tough on him. But, you know, here's just last thing, and we'll move on from this game. You know, Dallas D-line outplayed the Philly O-line. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles have 2 downhill running backs in Sanders and Howard, and they never run downhill. They're in shotgun running side to side the whole game. Okay, it bothers me. You know, they have nobody that scares you at receiver, and then they don't even take shots downfield. I mean, they threw a slant and go on the first drive, and I don't know, I think I wrote this in my notes. Have they thrown a ball downfield since? They got a penalty on a deep throw too. So they have to start stretching the field. They're becoming too predictable about the areas of the field they're always attacking, to where not only can you match up with their players man-to-man, but now you're going to be able to drop people in certain areas to stop their offense too, because it's a little predictable about where they attack.
Yep. And if Deshaun Jackson comes back, does that make them
It'll make them more dangerous, but it's still, we got to remember, Malik Jackson's not there, Timmy Jernigan's not there, Avonte Maddox is not there, Ronald Darby's not there. You know, they did lose Dallas Goedert for a little bit. You know, Jason Peters is hurt. No Deshaun Jackson. It's a team that's ravaged by injuries. Lack of playmakers, lack of creative pass play design, lack of a running game, and average pass pro. You know what that equals? 30-7-10 losses.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.